Yes, my people. Now, good afternoon. So today is a rollover. It's a rollover from the topic we were discussing yesterday. Them cut your hands or legs. Okay, them cut your hands or legs. So it's a rollover from the topic we were discussing yesterday. So if you haven't seen the part 1, please go and watch it. Okay, it's only when you watch the part 1 you understand this part 2. Okay, so today we are starting with a quote. So we are starting with a quote from a man called Niccolo Machiavelli. Niccolo Machiavelli. I don't know if this is the guy that Tupac used his name, but this is the real Niccolo Machiavelli. So we are going to be taking a quote from him. So the way we are going to do this quote, we will read it through, then I will start breaking it down so that we can understand what it means and what he's talking about. So let's start with this quote from Niccolo Machiavelli. So Niccolo Machiavelli said, "A man who wishes to make a profession of goodness in everything must necessarily come to grief among so many who are not good. Therefore, it is necessary to learn how not to be good and to use this knowledge and not to use it according to the necessity of the case. I use it knowledge according to the necessity of the case. A man who wishes to make a profession of goodness in everything must necessarily come to grief among so many who are not good. Among so many who are not good." So there's this guy, this Arab guy, when they UK, when they invite to go every party, we they see him with big money. I don't know the guy who, but there's the first part of this question. A man who wishes to make a profession of goodness in everything must necessarily come to grief among so many who are not good. Who are not good. Everybody have their own opinion, but I think John Osage fall in this category. I think Abbott fall in this category. Okay, then therefore it is necessary to learn how not to be good and to use this knowledge and not to use it according to the necessity of the case. That's Niccolo Machiavelli talking to the prince. I think he was advising the king on how to rule his kingship. You understand? The point Niccolo Machiavelli is trying to make is that not everybody that comes to you to seek help genuinely need help. Some of them are scam. Okay, like we were saying yesterday, heaven help those who help themselves. So the people you should be helping, this is my opinion. I'm not saying you should take it. The people you should be helping is people that are working their ass off. Okay, so I use the UK people that are working beside the Central Park. I use them to give example. Okay, they don't need your help. They don't need your money. All they need is your patronage. Patronage. That's why I get very angry. You know, when I see someone, a rich guy or someone that is well off, that have a little bit of money, is buying something from a poor person, then the person will be pricing it. The poor person will say, this my sugar cane is 100 naira. Then the rich person will be pricing it 50 naira. For me, it doesn't make sense. Okay, it doesn't make sense. You know, Jordan Peterson, the greatest, one of the great Canadian psychologists, said it's not good. It's not good. When you are buying something from a poor person, your way of supporting them, your way of helping them is paying them in full. Try stop. Okay, stop trying to shortcut them. Okay, in our society, I was listening to Sadebe music yesterday. In our society, the rich people has this tendency, to collect from the poorest. You know, according to Sadebe, the rich people are supposed to be giving to the poorest, but they want to collect from the poorest. They are making the people more and more poor. You understand me? So the point I'm trying to make in this video is that, how do you support people? How do you help people? The UK patronize their work. Okay, when you see someone is working hard and is struggling in business, give them business. That is true support. That is a support that God will bless you, not eye service support. Okay, like Nicola Machiavelli said, if you are good at giving everybody support, give everybody support because you want people to be calling your name. You want the musician to be singing with your name. Like Nicola Machiavelli said, one day you will end up with criminals, thieves, people that don't mean well to you. Okay, like I said, Abatobaze and Osage fall in that category. So let's talk about laziness. Laziness. Yesterday we touched about it. Laziness is a disease. Okay, laziness is a disease. It's a disease. I can use myself to give example. Okay, when I was in college, when I was attending university, I was getting support from the government. So when I finished, when I was scared to even work. Okay, I was scared to start work because that laziness has gone into my blood, that I think maybe if I start working, I can't survive. Because of those regular money I was getting from the government, it become like a comfort zone to me. I become comfortable. But at the end of the day, when I start working, I now enjoy working. Okay, there's dignity in labor, and I enjoy working. Okay, in fact, and I understand that the money you work for is more enjoyable. Okay, it's more enjoyable. The money you work for is more enjoyable. You have a feeling behind it. You enjoy it because you work for it. Okay, the one you steal, the one you scam from people, I don't know. I don't know how you enjoy it, but the money you work for, you enjoy it because you know it's your sweat. Okay, so in the book, The 50th Law, okay, the book, The 50th Law, Robert Greene he talks about this thing. He was very specific about this thing. Okay, so maybe many people will think that laziness, especially Donald Trump and all the business guys in America, think laziness is a black thing. So we are going to talk about how laziness is a black thing, how it has been part of our DNA, according to Ken Brisbane. So let's talk about Robert Greene in his book, In the 50th Law. So he talked about this young man. Okay, this young men that waste their youthful years. Okay, either they waste their youthful years doing gangbagging, okay, practicing courtesan, constituting nuisance. Okay, when they were young, when they're supposed to work, make money, establish their life through business or a skill, they wasted doing courtesan. Okay, in China, there's a video flying. I don't know if you guys have saw it. The Nigerians are go there and start practicing courtesan again. So the Nigerians there for a long time, they are angry. They are fighting with them. Like, look, everything in China was created through ideas. We are here to use ideas to do business. It's not courtesan. So what Robert Greene was saying is that most young men, he's talking about white young men and not even black young men. Most of those young men of those days waste their time, their useful years doing nothing. So the time they realize, they want to do something about their life, the time they realize that they want to be serious with their life, they now discover that their body are weak, they are too old, they can't make contribution anymore. So take advantage of your youthful age and be productive with it. That is the message Robert Greene was making in the 50th Law. Take advantage of your youthful years, be productive with it, create a skill with it so that people can know you. People don't use it to create courtesan, don't use it to be going to club, or you can go to club, but not every time. Don't use it because you are wasting your time, because time will come, your body is going to be weak. And when it becomes weak, by the time you say you want to build your life, it's too late. I've used Muhammad Ali to give example in this program. Okay, Muhammad Ali squandered all his money, make it bossing, but because he has no money for retirement, he has to fight till his old age, and that make him to secure a very bad disease called Parkinson's disease. You understand? So when you are young, use your time and your energy usefully. That's what Robert Greene is making here. So as we continue, let me just quickly break down the reason why some people are saying black people are lazy. Okay. The reason why they say black people are lazy, this according to Ken Brisbane, he said, yeah, thousands of years ago, okay, black people thousands of years ago, we didn't have to hunt for our food. Okay, we can sit under the tree, the apple will just eat our head, boom. We didn't have to hunt for women, our women is just in front of us. So that tendency to be hardworking is not in our DNA. Okay, that is the argument of Ken Brisbane. I'm not saying it's true. Then he compared it with the white people. He said the white people were in snow. Okay, they call it the ice age. The ice age. The white people were living under the snow for over 10,000 years. Okay, for over 10,000 years they were living in the snow. So for them to survive, there was no agriculture, so they have to run after animals. Okay, they have to kill animals to survive. So they have to struggle to get their food. So according to Ken Brisbane, their DNA has been wired to work hard because they come from a very during winter, they come from a very difficult environment that to survive is very difficult. So that's why they have to work hard, hunt animals. But in the case of we that come from Africa thousands of years ago, let's say 10,000 years ago, we don't struggle too much for food. Okay, you can sit under the tree, a mango will fall in your head, that is your lunch, that is your dinner. But the white people did not the white people did not have it that way. They have to struggle for 10,000 years. Under the snow, no agriculture, they have to hunt to survive. So according the argument Ken Brisbane is putting forward is that maybe that is what is affecting the black men because they have never struggled to eat. Then the white people, why they are more hardworking than us because they are used to being hardworking. Okay, so that's why we can't compete with them when it comes to hardworking. Okay, 6 a.m. they have gone to work, they don't complain, they just do their job. Now, before we round up, I want to quickly talk about how to survive in the 21st century. So we are in the 21st century now. We are in what they call digital age. How do we survive? So let me quote Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins said, to survive in this economy, okay, to survive in this economy, you need a minimum of 3 skill sets. To survive, you need a minimum of 3 skill sets. Okay, there's a guy that supplies us a security dog. Okay, it's into farming. Okay, he rear security dog, essential dogs. It's into installation of solar power. Okay, as far as I know, the guy have up to 3. So we have another guy again. It's an adult guy. I don't know if it's an adult guy. Okay, he's a weather. Not only is a weather, it's into the area of animal. We have another guy again because I hang out with entrepreneurs, I hang out with hardworking people. That's what I do. It's a culture that I deliberately and intentionally build. So I have another guy that works in the hotel and take care of animals as well. So to be able to survive in this life economically, according to Tony Robbins, you have to have a minimum of 3 skills. 3 skills. So I'm talking to every young man out there. Go and get 3 skills. So let me talk to people. Maybe if you have a little bit of money, okay, you have the money and you want to invest. I call this the American dream or the Nigeria dream. So I call it generalist entrepreneur. Okay, generalist entrepreneur. Generalist entrepreneur is the Nigeria dream and is the American dream. So I will be using Nigeria to give examples so that you understand what I mean by a generalist entrepreneur. Now, Robert Kiyosaki defined a generalist entrepreneur as someone that does not have a specific knowledge. Okay, a generalist entrepreneur is someone that does not have a specific knowledge. So what do we mean by specific knowledge? Specific knowledge can be lawyer, accountant, engineer. Those are specific knowledge, doctors. But a generalist entrepreneur is someone that have little bit of knowledge in different industry. So as a Benin man, let me use the people we will know. Bobby Zwa is an example. Is into transportation. is into commercial real estate. So he is not a builder, he is not a driver, but he have experience in this area. We can use Igbinejo as example. Igbinejo have a cinema, okay? Igbinejo have a university, a school, a primary school. So that is an example of journalist entrepreneur. I can still use from the Yoruba people to give example. People like Afe Babalola. Afe Babalola is a farmer, is a lawyer, and he holds a schools as well. That is the meaning of generalist entrepreneur. So you have a knowledge of everything. You are not a specific entrepreneur. You are a generalist entrepreneur. Okay, Dangote is an example. Tony Elumelu is a banker, but he invests a lot in hotels. So that is the meaning of generalist entrepreneur. For me, that's what I call the American dream. That's what I call the Nigeria dream. Okay, so to be extremely successful, you have to become a generalist entrepreneur. That is the bottom line. Okay, this concept I'm talking about is not new. It's not new. I just started it. People like Jim Rohn have been talking about this concept since the 80s. Okay, since the 80s, this concept of generalist entrepreneur. Donald Trump is a generalist entrepreneur. He's into hotel, he's into construction, he's into media. So let me just talk to, these are for the people that have a bit of money and I want to invest. So those are the people I'm advising about the generalist entrepreneur. So all you have to do is that if you want to go into any field, whether it's farming or education, you employ people, professionals that have been doing that job to do it for you. Okay? It's Steve Jobs that said it, that you don't employ someone and tell them what to do. You don't employ someone and tell them what to do. You wait. They are the one that will tell you what to do because that is what you employ them for. Jack Maya, the owner of Alibaba, he said he doesn't even know how to use computer. How can the richest digital entrepreneur, internet entrepreneur in China don't know how to use computer? He uses smart, I'm quoting him, but he employ experts, he employ professional to do it for him. So that is the meaning of generalist entrepreneur, having knowledge of different industry. Okay, Warren Buffett can be classified into this category: real estate, Coca-Cola. You understand? The richest people, whether in Nigeria or abroad or America or in the UK, they tap into different industry. Okay, from real estate to banking, from banking to telecommunication. They don't have one specific area they focus in. So I'm talking about the rich people that have a bit of money to invest. But if I want to talk about the young people that are just starting life, maybe from 17, 18, you have to have a minimum of 3 skills. Minimum of 3 skills so that you can have money in terms of if you want to invest. It's not that you focus in one area, maybe there's no job in that area, hunger go kill you. But if you have different skill, maybe if this job is not, this skill is not working out for you, you try the next skills. If the next skills is not working out for you, you try the next skills. And I always advise people that to get skills that you know that the people need. Okay, that's why you go and read a book called The Rules of Entrepreneurship. The Rules of Entrepreneurship. That the author Robion was very critical of that point. Do service or provide goods that you know that the people need. Okay, don't go and be doing something else and you know the people don't need it. Nobody will buy from you. Okay, that's the point. So that's it, folks. That's it, folks, for today. So it's a rollover. Like I said, it's a rollover of what we were talking yesterday. They not cut your hands and legs. You can do something. You can, as far as you have a brain, you have an insight, you have intuition, you can do something. Okay, like I said, if you want to help people that need it, support people that are struggling. If you see someone that is selling pure water, patronize them. Don't price it. Don't cut their profit. Patronize them. Buy everything from them. If you saw someone that is doing vulcanizer, even though something is not wrong with your tire, make them to fix your tire. That's how you support people. That's how you help people. All this one you are doing on social media, you want to help sick person, you put it on social media. These are scammers. Majority of them are scammers. 80% are scammers. I believe people have taken advantage of this. They are using it to take advantage of the people abroad. And that is mostly the angers of Benin people against those musicians. Okay? So that is it, folks. That's it, folks. My name is Victor Vince. I'm a life coach, a business coach, a financial literacy teacher. Okay, I'm also an executive life coach, another word for leadership coaching, leadership teaching. That is it, folks. Thanks for watching, and do have a productive day.